Welcome back to Writing Done Right. Well, today we are going to talk about LanuageTool, because after the video last week, I talked briefly about it, and I thought I had a video on this, but apparently I don't. So let's go ahead and talk about LanuageTool and how you can use it as part of your writing and your first pass editing. Let's go ahead and get into this. Thanks for checking out this video. I am Tom Morosky, an author and a technology consultant. And on this channel, we teach you how to do authoring, writing, publishing, production of books, and even more. And I do focus a whole lot on free and open source software, so I use those tools, which allows you to get your writing done for a little bit less money than having to fork out all of your book royalties to, basic subscription fees. So today we're going to talk about LanuageTool, which is an alternative to Grammarly and Pro Writing Aid. Now, those are decent tools. I've always preferred Pro Writing Aid over Grammarly because they've always had a more privacy-centric policy versus Grammarly at one point in time agreed that they could use anything you put into it for anything they wanted in marketing and all sorts of other weird stuff. That they have since taken out because of some backlash. Nevertheless, I want to point out and say that, yeah, we need to have some form of grammar checking, and LanuageTool is a good free and open source option that plugs directly into LibreOffice, which sadly Pro Writing Aid does not do on Linux, although it does do on Windows. LanuageTool allows me to get in there, do some of that basic grammar stuff, and then in my personal flow, I'm going to take it from there. I'm going to do it in sections on my Pro Writing Aid premium account. Now, LanuageTool does have a free option, and it does have premium account options as well. So if you buy the premium options, it's probably going to be just as good as some of the other ones. And today we're just going to talk about what it is and how it works. So let's head on over to the computer and have a look at what we are looking at. So this is the website, is at LanuageTool.org. They might also have a LanuageTool.com, which might be more focused towards the sales end of things. No, everything's redirecting back to the org. So you can actually, I thought you'd come in here and it's been a while since I've jumped onto the site. I thought you'd come over and just add, do some web-based searches. Maybe they've taken that out. Maybe it's somewhere else. I'm not worried about the web-based searches for now. But what we will look at is extensions and other options. So having a look just at the apps and add-ons list here, we have Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Safari, and Opera. Office plugins, we have Google Docs, Word, OpenOffice, and LibreOffice. There's an iOS, a macOS, a Windows, and there are email add-ons as well. Now, with that, I use this a lot on Firefox. So when I'm creating new articles, for example, I already have LanuageTool installed. You can very easily get to it by heading on over to your add-ons manager and searching for LanuageTool on whatever web browser you're using. Just as a brief preview, you can see here I have a spelling error, a couple spelling errors. Now on the free version, which I'm using here, it's not going to show me things like active voice on the browser extension. But if I were to create an account, you can see down here at the bottom of my my text field, it's going to, of course, give me this timer that probably resets every 47 hours, And I can go in here and create an account. It's going to give me more options than we have. As my basic, it's going to give me some basic spelling errors. So you can see I can fix that one. Here is LanuageTool. Spelled that wrong. Go ahead and click that. Oh, look at that. It is actually giving me the next one. 3 successive sentences begin with the same word. So I put in this, this, this. This is a nice little tool just to see, make sure you're not doing that. And of course, you'll notice if you know things about grammar, oh, look at this. I have Tom was fast. That's a passive sentence. That's the one that's not showing me on the free version, but if I created the account, it probably would show me that. You'll see down here, it does tell me that there's some more suggestions. Let's go ahead and fix this one. let's just say Tom is awesome. There you go. And you'll see that it still says that there is one more writing issue found, but it's not going to tell me that unless I buy an account. Hey, we can accept that. That's fine. So I use this just to make sure I'm doing some basic things in my articles. So on Firefox here, how do you find this? Well, just head on over to your add-ons page, which you can get to by typing in about:add-ons, and then just search for LanuageTool up here, and you'll see that LanuageTool will be your first item set up. LanuageTool GmbH, that's what you're looking for. And then you can just add this up to your browser. On any Chrome-based browser, which should work for Edge as well, but I don't know, maybe they have their own thing. I don't use Edge. What are y'all talking about? But I'm using Chromium here. Will work the same as Google Chrome. Chrome.google.com/webstore/category/extension. I think just web store will get you there. And just do your search once again for LanuageTool. And here is your LanuageTool extension. And we just add it to Chrome. And now I have this set up as well. I don't use Chromium much, so that might actually be the first time I've ever installed an extension on a Chromium-based browser in my life. I don't use Chrome and Chromium-based browsers much. I do use it for my YouTube account, but I'm not doing anything else over there. Again, it will work with the basic stuff over here, and I can get on and create an account if I wanted to do a little bit more things. But with that, let's head on back over to Firefox and the LanuageTool website. Because if you're using LibreOffice, then you can head on over here and you can grab the Office plugin. And just click on this button here. It's going to download it. I have already downloaded it just to do a quick test to make sure I remember exactly what I'm doing here. And now what we're going to do is we will boot up our LibreOffice. So let's go ahead and boot up our Writer application. And from here, we're going to go under Tools and Extension Manager. Under Add, head on over to wherever you downloaded yours to. Mine's going to be in the download folder. So you have LanuageTool Stable OXT. We're going to open up this extension, and you can see it's going to add the extension to my system. Let's give it about a minute here. You can see it's there. When I hit close, it's going to prompt me to restart. Let's go ahead and restart now. And now you'll see that we have some LanuageTool options at the top. There is a spot. They added a LanuageTool thing in one of the menus. I can't ever remember where it is. So I'll show you where I get to it. So this is cool. This is LanuageTool. This is awesome. Tom was fast. All right. So now that I have this set up here, you can see that it is finding, of course, LibreOffice is still in charge of finding the spelling errors, but we'll see some grammar stuff now popping up. So, of course, I tend to get to the LanuageTool options by right-clicking an option and going into your LanuageTool options. That's how I do it. We have extra options, so you can come on over here. You can set your default languages. You can set your mother tongue. You can underline single characters. There's the check mode is text check, paragraph check, developer mode. Here are all the different grammar rules that are allowable to check for. So you can see there's a couple that I have turned off. Look forward, not followed by to. Look forward to. We have determiner plus pronoun, verb agreement. And articles, article missing before, articles unnecessary. So you see there's a lot of things, and if there's some particular things you're turning on or turning off, Call of Duty, okay. Is that relating to the video game or something else? So you can see you have a lot of different options here, and then here's your various style rules. So I turned on creative writing as one I turned on, and you can actually set your... where was it at? I saw it earlier here. Somewhere in here you can actually set what your underlined character looks like. But you can see that you have a lot of different options inside of there. And looking at this, you can see using E prime, you should avoid the verb to be. So here's LanuageTool. And it should give us, I do notice it is sometimes a little bit buggy, so occasionally things will disappear. It's not the perfect tool, but it does work as a good FOSS alternative for your first pass edits. See, I just had to enter in a few more spaces after looking at something. Here is 3 successive sentences start with the same word. Here is you should avoid the verb to be. But you can see over here, here's your next grammar spelling mistake. Here is, I can do a text check. So if you want to see more options down here, we can do that. So according to E prime, avoid using the stative verb to be. Makes communication clearer and much less dogmatic. All right, let's look at what else we have here. Let's hit ignore on that one. Let's hit ignore on that one. And it does tell us we're 100% at that point, except we still have this one. All right, so here is a working book. Let's see how this guy works out. You can see here we had was. Using E prime, you should avoid the verb to be. My other influence, readability. The text of this paragraph is too simple, too few words per sentence. Basically telling us that it is too easy. My other influence had also lived. Find reference to passive voice. Using E prime, you'll soon notice using passive voice can get very hard, although this looks limited at first. I can tell you, you'll hardly miss passive voice once you get used to it. When you can't resort to uncompromising statements such as mistakes were made or Tom was fast, you'll have to rephrase saying Steve made a mistake, or if you really don't know or don't want to expose the doer, say someone in this room made a mistake. Latter statement still raises a superior alternative to the former, since at least you're explicitly pointing out that exists a doer or that there is a doer behind the action. Okay, so this is why it's showing up. You're wrong. E prime, it's easier to say this. I don't see it that way. Style of communication immediately does not opens possibility for debate without the need of overturning the other person's statement. Such declarations like I liked the movie invite healthy discussion of sharing opinions. Much more enticing than usual, the movie was good. That's why it's showing up the was. So I think my previous versions, it used the term passive voice. The current version, it's updated to talk about the E prime. That is why we're getting the differences. That was kind of what was confusing me. So, and now it's trying to edit the Bible. So at that point in time, I'll stop listening to it. But here you go. As you can see, we have a lot of things in there. There may be an error in the form to be, so it would be appear. See, it does correctly find that one. It would be appearing, or it would appear that he never knew God. So that's one that the program actually fixed for me very nicely. So you see that I do use this, and it works out fairly well. You can see I've not actually, my writing computer does not have this installed, just because an error in the versions, and I haven't pushed the updates to bother fixing it yet because I do my edits on a different system. But with that being said, LanuageTool is an awesome tool. It's going to allow you to go through your writing really quickly, particularly since LibreOffice does not have the grammar checkers that Word does. It's one of the functions that some people would like to see. Of course, the new version of LibreOffice, as we said, automatically integrates to the API on your LanuageTool account. So if you have the latest version of LibreOffice at 7.4 or greater, and you have a LanuageTool premium account, you'll have API keys you can plug directly into LibreOffice and do the grammar checking automatically without the plugin. So with that, hopefully this has been a helpful video for you to figure out how to get your grammar checks going on your free and open source LibreOffice. This is, again, the applications that I use as my first pass edits. And then from here, I jump into my paid Pro Writing Aid account to do a lot more edits before sending it on to my editors myself. With that, hopefully this video helped you out. Let me know if it did and other videos you'd like to see on the writing sphere in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I hope that we have helped you to get your writing done right.